Okay, whose kids are they? Are they our children or are they the village's? Well, Deb Flora with Salem Media Group is going to talk about parental rights.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being here. You know, I was so blessed to grow up right here in Colorado on Lowry Air Force Base. But I have to admit, I was probably like a lot of people where I took our rights for granted. To me, they seemed like oxygen, like they would always be there. That was until I got to go to the Soviet Union as Miss Colorado and second run-up to Miss America. When I went to the Soviet Union, I saw the palpable lack of freedom. But even more troubling, I saw a socialist system that believed that the children belonged to the state and not to the parents. I came home to America thinking, thank goodness it will never happen here. Until my husband and I started raising our children in California. I witnessed the same elitist politicians that believed it is the state's right, the politicians' right, to teach children about the most fundamental principles like identity, sexuality, ideology. We decided to leave, come home to Colorado so we could raise our children the way we saw fit according to our values. And I will stand with every single one of you for parents to do the same here, no matter whether their values are the same as mine or not, because that's what parental rights are about. And this is a movement. We saw thousands of parents across this state come and make their voices heard right here in this building. Now, this last legislature ignored us instead of represented us, except for a few great people like Kim Ransom. You know what? They ignored us and they passed outrageous bills. They passed bills like 1120, which sexualizes the teaching of history and civics and pushes the LGBT agenda. They passed 1192, and that one, by the way, says that kids as young as 12 years old can get mental health expert treatment without their parents' knowledge, involvement, or permission. They worked hand in hand with Planned Parenthood to pass the radical comprehensive sex ed bill 1032. Now, they were forced to make some concessions, but let's not be mistaken. That bill is still egregious. It still takes our parental rights, and it still threatens to steal the innocence of our children. The outcry of parents just like you got so loud by the end of the session that they could not pass forced vaccinations. We had a victory there because that would have been nearly 50 vaccinations, many untested and unnecessary, and we said no. Now here's the deal. The legislature, the people behind here, the elitist politicians who believe that the children belong to them and not to us, they want us to go home. They want us to forget what they did. They want us to be quiet. But let me tell you, I know that you know that is not going to happen. The reason why is because this is a movement. Even though that the session has ended, the movement has just begun. It's a movement across this state, across this country, of parents who are saying, our children belong to us and not to you. Get your hands off. Now is our time. We're going to take this movement to the school boards, and we're going to tell them, don't teach sex ed instead of teaching Planned Parenthood's extremely explicit curriculum. We're going to take it to the ballot box, and we're going to tell elitist politicians that if you think the children belong to you, you're not going to hold office anymore. And now we're going to take it to our neighbors. We're going to get them to join this movement because we have a huge opportunity. You see, I'm optimistic. This past session was so radical. We can talk to other moms and dads, no matter how they voted, and we can say, join us, because I stand for your right to raise your children, and I know you will stand for mine. You see, here's the thing. I believe that Ronald Reagan was speaking to us right here, right today, when he said this. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We will preserve for our children this last best hope of the earth. And then one day our children will say of us, we justified our brief time on earth. We did all that could be done. Thank each and every one of you for what you are doing, and together we will win this fight. Thank you.